that would be more like what would be good for beginners. What good strategies and bots to use as a beginner.
Excuse me. All right. Are you ready?
Yep, give me countdown.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Botcast, your source for all kinds of Transformers Earth Wars topics and news. I am your host, the Frankster. I'm here with my good buddy,
The Arrow, DJ Hart.
and we got an exciting episode for you today. We are going to talk about best bots to use for defense. So, outpost bots, who's good for it? What good strategies are there? We're going to dive deep into it, or at least as deep as we can, and we're going to talk about some pretty interesting stuff. So, let's go ahead and get started with the recap, though. And DJ, I know you had a really good weekend. So,
Yes, finally. So we had the last event was a million point totalizer. My alliance did not, or our alliance did not quite complete the event, but we got the vast majority of the prizes that mattered, including enough shards to get our next 5-star bots. So I got my next 5-star combat bot, largely due thanks to the Cyber Pass. I got my next 5-star bot, and I got an unexpected new 4-star bot. So I got Fire Drive, which I'm happy about. I got Skylinks, which I'm very happy about. And I got 4-star Dinobot, which I was not expecting and was thrilled for. So yeah, I got some good stuff.
you were not the only one either.
No, you got a little something. You got something I'm kind of jealous of.
Yeah, I got 5-star pinpointer for combat bots, and not only that, but I got 4-star Skylinks. Got my baseball bat, excuse me. 4-star Skylinks. I was so excited to get him. I am not even joking. That was amazing.
And you got him from a premium, didn't you?
Yes, premium. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was after the event was over, I was finally able to use my 4-star shards and get Metroplex 4-star. That happened a day later. So
There you go. Yeah.
yeah, it was nice. I already got a G1 Skylink score on him and everything.
Yep.
So yeah, 4-star Skylink, super excited about that. 5-star Pinpointer, I put that bad boy on my 4-star Jetfire, and I am super happy about that.
Yeah. That's what I do with my pinpointers and my fire drives. They all go on aerial bots to increase that DPS.
Yeah, between the last two events, I literally have all but the 4-star Pinpointer.
Yeah, I still don't. I've got the 2-star. That's all I've got.
Yeah, what'd you think about the million point event? Do you like the prices, how they were?
I
Pretty good?
do. Yeah. Like it's just like most of the events that we've had. They've all been good
Yeah.
events. They've all had prizes that were worth grinding for.
Let's go ahead and jump on into the news. I know the newsletter wasn't too awful much this week, I don't think. It was,
No.
yeah, so let's go ahead and hop into that. So I'm going to let you do what it is that you do.
All right. Well, thanks, sir. I will do what it is I do, and what I do is the news. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the news, and our upcoming weekend event is called Swamped and Swarmed. So this is going to be an individual totalizer with a total of 1,625 points. It'll be 10 points per battle. Having just done the math, you can do it, and you have about 1,000 points. If you actually kept going and the event didn't end, you'd end up with like an extra 1,000 points. So, yeah, you can do it easily. You don't have to spend money on fuel cells, cyber coins. You'll be all right. This
Should be able to do it by about halfway through the weekend, too.
Yeah. This should be a nice, chill, layback individualizer with 300,000 spark as a prize. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And I need 750 because I'm trying to get my new 5-star Skylink's ability to level 10. He's already at level 9. Alrighty. So here's the prize breakdown. So new shard crystals, prime shards, alloy, spark, energon. Just good stuff. Good stuff. And then here we go. Game updates and information. So some of the new updates, like the missions and so forth, were delayed by about a week. They took a look at it in some of the final testing phases, saw that there was a couple of things wrong with it. So they just got to go in, maybe tweak a few things, and they should have it rolled out by next week. All right, and then we have some new character information. We have bios on our newest Earth Wars characters, Whirl and Sea Phantom. So we have a nice 3D rendering of Whirl here in his bot mode and his vehicle mode. Looks really, really cool. And then we don't have quite as nice of a rendering of Sea Phantom, but you get a good idea what he's going to look like, what he's going to be all about. And we have a bio for him as well. All right, and then down here, the content creators are being showcased. So, Engineer Hoist, Sunstreak Awaza, myself, and Grind Time all made videos on our predictions of who the next 5-star batch will be in batch 10. So, you can go ahead, go into your emails, click these links to see those videos, and see who all we predicted. And then when the batch comes out, you see, who had the most right guesses. All right. Community Corner, as always, our community is always posting art, and it's pretty awesome. So right here, we look like we got Sentius Malice. That looks like Cheetor. Honestly, that looks like a take on Cheetor there. We got some human characters. I see a pair of teeth right here. If I had to guess, I'd say that was, what's that? One of the most recent combat bots we got where he shoots missiles and it turns into smoke.
Shadowglass Steeljaw?
Steeljaw. That looks like Steeljaw. And then down here at the bottom, I can't quite tell who this is from the bottom left, but it's green. It looks like it might be a Constructicon. And then we have a super awesome art rendering.
That's really good.
Yeah, that looks like big old cannon on the shoulder. That looks mean.
That is bravo. That's some majorly good artwork.
Yeah, that looks really good. And then we have a toy collection here, which I'm pretty sure we've seen before, but it's mostly G1. Looks pretty good. All right, and then here we are on the Saga schedule. We are currently in week 4 out of 5. The next event will be a chance event up to 1,500,000 points with a bunch of crystals at the end of each prestige to give you a chance at the new bots. So
nice.
That will be Alliance Totalizers. I think 1,500,000 is a little much. I get that they want to give us more, but we can't all complete those. So, and it makes me, every time we have an event that I feel like I can't complete, I feel like I'm leaving something on the table, and it drives me nuts. So, anyway, bug fixes and improvements. They have made another tweak to the Titan perk. So you read through that, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the news.
All right, so not a lot of news this week, but pretty interesting. I do like this weekend's event. I like that it's the every battle zone's 10 battle points. That makes it quick and easy and painless. So,
oh, yeah.
So that's pretty good. And we're going to get the new stuff next week, so can't wait for that. We'll definitely have a lot to talk about on next week's episode. So I'm excited for that new, send your bot away game mode. That's going to be, I really want to talk about what we think about that. So hopefully everything will go according to plan, and we'll get it next week. So, yeah, but you want to go ahead and take us into the mailbag, DJ?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are in the mailbag, and we had 21 comments on the last episode of the Botcast. Our first comment comes from I Will Find Him, and he says, I will find him. I guess he hasn't found him yet. The search continues. All right, our next comment comes from Bossman6774, and he says, here's a question for DJ. How did you get the nickname The Arrow? Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. It's classified, I'm afraid. So, but thank you for asking. So, our next comment, I'm just kidding. Okay, so I said in our very first episode of the podcast, I told I used to be a professional wrestler on the independent scene, National Guard Armories, high school gymnasiums, things of that nature. And my ring name was DJ Hart. That's where I got my name. The arrow came from kind of my look. So I started off wearing like Hot Topic trip pants because that was that was out back then. And then I transitioned to tights and trunks. And I always wore a hoodie that zipped up, that was, not skin tight, but it wasn't hanging loose either. But when I put my whole outfit on, I kind of looked like some versions of the Green Arrow from DC Comics. So me and some buddies were chatting, and one of them says, you should call yourself the Arrow. That's what you look like. And I thought, I like that. So that's where that came from. My wrestling outfit, and from my time in professional wrestling. But thank you for asking, dude. Like, I like talking about that. There are times where I do miss my days in wrestling. There's a lot about it I don't miss, and in large part, it's what keeps me away from it. But the good times, the creativity, coming up with new outfits, new moves, the camaraderie of the guys in the locker room, I do miss a lot of that stuff. So anyway, all right, our next comment comes from The Dreams of Moonbeams, and she says, "I will be your Bond girl, the Arrow DJ Hart." Oh, well, that's very flattering. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Got you a fan there.
I do have a fan. Yeah. All righty. Our next comment comes from Ushno King. Sea Phantom is the new Decepticon, and he will be the combiner part of an upcoming combiner, God Neptune. So how will be the next Autobot combiner? So who will be the next Autobot combiner? Who knows?
Good lot to pull from, so.
Yeah, I mean, it could be, my money would be on one of the Wrecker combiners that there have been. One of them was Ruination, and then there's been one or two other ones that were made up entirely of Wreckers. And we have a bunch of Wreckers in the game now. So it's entirely possible we might get a Wrecker combiner to go with God Neptune. We'll see. Our next comment comes from Matt Pauley, and he says, "It's cool to see different players' opinions on these things. I find that Swoop, Silverbolt, and Blades are probably the top 3 at my level, but my son's level, Beast War, Silverbolt, Swoop, and Air Raid are probably best for his level. Don't give up on Air Raid. The argument of having to use another bot to finish isn't a great one, as most of these bots will fit into a rounded squad. He has Air Raid and Beast War Silverbolt on Zone 13 team, and they carry the team with lower level meat shields. The AoE left from their abilities combined is impressive." He's not wrong. No. And another thing, too, about Air Raid is, we like to just say that he's just a lesser version of Brainstorm, but Waza has proved that you don't have to follow up their ability with another one to activate it. If you launch it at the right time, right before your bots get in there with their normal DPS, that can set it off for you. You just got to time it right. So, Depending on who you are, it can be used right. It's just not my style, which is why I ranked him as low as I did.
Yeah.
So, all right. Our next comment comes from Volcanicus69. "I don't really care for Roger Moore's James Bond. He's one of the worst Bonds in the movies." Yes! Thank you, Volcanicus. Thank you. I am with you on that. If it was me, he'd have been dead last, and George Lazenby would have been 5th on the list. But Frankie wouldn't have it, so had to give up something. All right. I'm about to get my first combat bot in my con account and a 4-star bot. My Metroplex is level 13. I like the Death Ray ability. I don't blame you. So do I. Yeah. I'm saving up my Combiner Spark to level up Defensor. I'm glad that the Seacons are coming to the game, but I'm not happy about getting Piranhacon. I'm not happy about not getting Piranhacon. So he wants Piranhacon rather than C-Clamp. Well, I'm sure Piranhacon will come to the game at some point or another. Just give it time.
Yeah, I think he'll be there.
Yeah. Next comment comes from William Edward Hackman. "I like using Cybertron Jetfire / Starscream. Cyberstream. And Jetfire Sky Striker / Skywarp Night Raven." Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I do like those bots myself. They have different uses. And our next comment comes from Fear Anarchy. "Currently have CicadaCon Beast War Silverbolt on my minion squad. He is my long-distance striker." That's not a bad idea.
It's not.
Because that'll heal your minions, too.
Yeah, you
That's
just have
not.
to give him like to fit the strategy. Just stick a minion combat bot on him is all you'd have to do.
Yeah. So that's
I
not
mean,
a.
he's not bad at all. Like I use Shatterglass Jetfire, but I mean, Beast Wars Silverbolt or his Decepticon equivalent is good. I mean, for anything, he's an
Yeah, because
amazing
that'll
bot.
keep your. I mean, you use that, it does damage, it heals your minions, it keeps them on the ground longer. That's a good idea.
Yep.
Thank you, Fear Anarchy. That's pretty awesome. But she goes on to say, often used 2+ per game. I originally liked Leozak Scattershot more, but that damage plus heal is so good for growing minion squad. Also have Reflector / Perceptor as for a tough initial rush. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I like that too. So,
Yep.
all right, and then, all right. Oh, topic idea: squad types or archetypes that do well with 2 and 3 stars. Likely with Optimus, Hound, Vamp, or Optimus Primal Leader. Do you even need a leader?
You don't have to. It really depends on your strategy. I get. So they're asking basically like squad types that will work really well with 2-3 star bots. Like say if you're earlier in the game or even if you're later in the game and trying to punch above your weight limit, what good builds are there with 2 and 3 stars?
Well, I mean,
that would be a long
that sounds like
discussion. It would
yeah.
have to be a whole topic.
That sounds like a topic.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. It would have to be like a whole episode, but we could definitely. That would be more like what would be good for beginners. What good strategies and bots to use as a beginner. We could definitely go into that sometime. We'll definitely put that one on the list of potential topics because
Yeah.
I like that.
Now, we're not going to be able to touch on it next week because missions should be hitting next week and the latest
Yeah,
game update, and we're definitely going to be talking about that. But
Yeah,
maybe,
give our impressions. So
Yep, but maybe the week after.
yeah,
So,
I like it.
all right. Thank you for your anarchy. Thank you very, very much. All right. Next comment comes from a name that I will not attempt to pronounce, as I dislike mispronouncing people's names. I don't like to be disrespectful. But they say, I like these movie clips, fun and nice editing. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. They also say, funny what you rank high. I wouldn't even take into a PLHM war, Waspinator, Swoop, or Thrust. Meanwhile, the most favored jets for high-level war, you rank lower. As for Cuddy, yes, FFD is a slight issue, but he remains one of the most OP bot in the game. With or without the ability to equip an enhanced ordnance core, hint Prima with range combat like Crater Maker or Flak or Fireline Top Shot. So yeah, and you know what? You're not wrong. That just comes down to different styles of play. So
Yeah.
I like air shows. That's been my strategy since I first started playing the game. It's been in and out of the meta, but I have kept doing it. So
And it's also where you're at in the game too, like where you're currently worn at and what zones you're in too, as to what's most effective.
Yeah. Now don't get me wrong. The strategies that are most effective at higher levels will obviously be effective at lower levels too, because that puts you ahead of the curve if you're doing that. But they're not necessarily. You don't have to use those strategies in order to be successful at lower levels, whereas at levels like Waza and them are at, you do. So it really just depends on who you are and how you like to play. And like I said, I like air shows. So, but I will tell you this: Waspinator, Swoop, Thrust, bots like that. Put them together sometime. Just see how much damage they do, and you might be surprised. Like, especially when Swoop and Tigerhawk first came out, I don't think enough people were pairing those two together and just watching the two of them circle above and just destroy stuff. It's twice the damage. Tigerhawk has an extra ability where he slows down everything. I mean, maybe it's not great for wars, but it's fantastic for just knocking out a couple of bases real quick if you're PvP or event grinding. So, all right. They also say, P.S. For your ranking videos, you should give con names too. And you're right. We need to be doing more of that because we constantly talk about the Autobots and we don't make any mention of the Decepticons. So we need to be better about that.
I don't even know half the Decepticon equivalents.
I can tell you the vast majority of them. It's some of the earlier ones I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I know some, but a lot of them I'm not 100% sure at all.
Yeah, so we'll do better about that. And then they also say dedicated fuel cells for leaderboard won't bridge the gap as much as you might think. OG players will still grind Zone 15 at 225 points per battle. Yes, they will, but they won't be able to keep doing it nonstop all day, every day. They will be forced to take a break in between grinding sessions, and that's where the bridge will be gapped a little bit. Not a lot, but enough, you know? So, to the point where we won't be seeing these giant scores. I mean, it was absurd the last leaderboard we had. So, and oh god, they had a lot to say. It would also give pay to win more cells as per Cyberpass, assuming Space Ape gives a benefit to premium Cyberpass holders. So these players can score up to 3,375 points / burn. I was in the top 5 Scorched Earth HQ and put up 222,000 and a 8 million point leaderboard for 5-star flatline. Good lord! So this is the top of the line player right here. It is 3 weekends later. I am still fried and do not want to play the game. I only got 2 hours of sleep between Saturday morning and Thursday through Monday morning. The stress of potentially finishing 6th after the effort resulted in adrenaline overload. It was an amazing event, but I never want to do that again. Nobody wants to do that. We don't blame you. So that's where Space Ape's got to try to figure out. And that's why I suggested dedicated fuel cells similar to what they have in raids. That way, you can't buy more fuel cells, and you're forced to take a break. And it's all about can you log in right on time every time? And those are the players who are going to get ahead. Now, obviously, people who are scoring higher levels will have more points, and it'll balance out. But you won't have people like only getting 2 hours of sleep. You know?
Yeah.
Or if that, well, that'd be kind of hard to do.
Well, but it would level the gap a little bit among the top teams, because the players that have the ability to score the maximum amount of points but don't have the money to buy all the fuel cells would all of a sudden be caught up to the people that, were maxed out as well but could buy the fuel cells.
Yep.
That would be the gap that would bridge, would be, if there is a gap in that situation.
Yeah. You know what? I think this is trying to figure out how to improve the quality of life, especially surrounding leaderboard events and events of the like. I really feel like that in itself is a topic of discussion for an entire episode.
It could be, yeah.
I'd like to, let's make it a point to touch on that in another episode. Maybe episode, 26 or 27, something like that. Because there's a lot of potential ideas out there. It's just a matter of what ideas are feasible, and I think that's worth discussing.
Yeah, we need somebody that's a tippy-top player to see their opinion of it too, though, really.
I have a couple ideas of some invitees.
We should do it because they're the ones that would affect the most, so it would be nice, to hear from one of them.
It would be, yeah. So, and we've had Waz on the show before, so, he'd be more than happy to do it.
Yeah.
But let's see if we can get a new face on the show, too. I'd like to talk to somebody that we haven't had before. So, Alrighty. But truly, the top alliances would still be on top. However, it would not be 8 million point event. We would still coin, but maybe we would catch up some sleep because the cells being limited. Realize, though, that leaderboards are Space Ape's moneymakers. Yeah, we know they are, but even they were like, this is nuts. We don't want to be responsible for this. So we'll see what they do. We'll see. Alrighty. And then Fear Anarchy came back and said, I had to move to my 4th clan after last weekend's event, but we only barely got 65,000 points. I, a 1-month noob, provided the 2nd most points. Hey, good going,
Yeah, go.
Yeah. I would love for an open all button for each crystal, just in case you can pass along with your powers of persuasion.
That is desperately needed. I will agree with that.
Yeah,
we've been
hollering for that since forever. I mean, they kind of did it.
My argument is, even if not open all, an up to 10 button. Instead of open 10, let it be open up to 10.
Yeah, that way we can open like 5 at one time instead of having to like tap the button every time. It's
or
a
if
nightmare.
You have 8 or 9, that's really annoying then.
Yeah. So, all right, the next comment comes from Lord Avix, says 7 out of 10, 7 of 10 Pirate Magna, Frankie.
Yeah, Lord Avix, please. It's going over my head at this point in time.
Yeah, because we didn't mention Pirate Magna last episode at all. So
yeah, no, we didn't. I don't think so.
All right. He also said, the old "my dog ate it, love it" classic DJ. That's where I was struggling to read my notes because like I'd thrown them away and my dog had ate half of them earlier today, and it's like my dog ate my homework. All right, and then a reply to Lord Avix, LOL. I get the feeling you must have used the excuse once or twice. Not as much as you might think. I just straight up told my teacher, no, I didn't do it. I really did. I was just like, I didn't do it. Because I was the kid that didn't do their homework. I hated homework. I always felt like that was just pointless, useless work. What I was going to learn in the classroom. Sending me home with a chore to do on top of the chores I already had to do was aggravating. So I just didn't do it. So, all right. And then we have a new commenter, Rajesh 08, says, "Is this Transformers Earth Wars?" Yes, sir, it is. Welcome to the community. And then, of course, they were responded yes. And then Rajesh also said, "Hi, guys." Well, hello to you, sir. All right. And then SG Shockwave, "Yes, I've been waiting for this." Of course you have. So
there was a bit of a gap between episodes. So.
Yeah, sorry about that. So, and then he also said, "I think that including Hound on the next 5-star batch makes sense because his con counterpart is Dragstrip, which should be a part of Menasor." And you're right. We will get Hound eventually because of Dragstrip. But just doing some of the calculations that I've been doing is trying to map out when it will make the most sense to bring in what bots at what times to line up with certain combiners. And I threw my notes away, and this time they got all the way out to the dumpster. They're up the dump now. But I really don't think we're going to get Hound, because even though I predicted him, I really don't think we're going to get him until batch, what did I say, 11 or 12?
Yeah. I think it's going to be him or Mirage. I really do in this batch.
Well, I don't think Mirage, similarly, I don't think I predicted we'll get him until around that time period too, 11, 12, maybe even batch 13. Because I was just trying to map out what bots are still to come, try to keep what class of bots are in each batch level, like one aerial bot, one gunner, one special bot, and so forth.
Yeah, it doesn't always follow that, though.
It doesn't. It doesn't, but you can kind of sort of use that. So and I'm a lot of my guesses are probably wrong, but
I just have a feeling we're going to get a gunner, and if we do get a gunner, it's going to be one of those two.
It could be, but it could also be Trigger Happy, and Trigger Happy and Six Gun have no combiner counterparts. They're not part of a combiner. So if we got that, it would make sense, and it wouldn't jack up the combiner schedule as they may have already got it mapped out. Who knows? So anyway, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the mailbag segment.
All right. Well, that was some interesting comments we got. Thank you all so much for all the comments you leave and for watching the show. We'd love to hear from you. And you gave us a couple good ideas for future episodes, so definitely keep that up. We need all the help we can get coming up with episode ideas. Some weeks we got it like that, and then weeks like this week, we were like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah, well, like we were on the phone for like an hour trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
And then we went through an entire hour-long Zoom meeting before we started recording the show, still trying to figure it out.
Well, we finally got there. And speaking of the main topic, beautiful segue, we are here to talk about the best bots for defense. So outpost bots, we may even throw a few suggestions on what is a good combiner to have in your combiner beacon, because there is a couple good choices there.
Oh, yeah.
So with that being said, I'm going to bring up my game here, if I can get it to work. All right, here we go. So combiner bots, outpost bots. DJ, who do you think is a good choice?
There are so many, and it really depends on the individual's strategy of defense. It depends on how your base is laid out. It depends on where you're at in the game. There are a lot of factors. So, I personally, I have a time trap set up in the front of my base, and at the back of my base, all four of my outposts surround the HQ with the combiner beacon not too far from that, and the shield behind the base. And in my
Yeah.
outposts, I have Tigerhawk and Swoop. I have my 5-star Cheetor, and I have my level 6511 Elita 1. Now, she's probably the weakest link in my defense.
Yeah, but that attack though, that ability that she fires off.
Yeah, that's stun. That's if she can get all of them in one shot. And she gets launched with Cheetor. That gives Cheetor the opportunity to tear through them because Cheetor
Yeah.
will ruin your day if you're attacking a outpost.
The way I look at it, there are three ways to go. You can go all out attack, put bots with a high DPS or really powerful ability.
Right.
You can go hack or stun, which would be like I have here, Cosmos or Chromia. One hacks, one stuns. I kind of put them in the same family. It's kind of the same idea. You're delaying the attack of the enemy and getting a few more hits in from your other defenses.
Right.
Either way you go there. Also, there is just high health. Go with a tank, somebody that's just going to last a longer time than other bots, like your pipes, your Hotspot, Pyro Magna,
Yep. You got Ironhide and Trailbreaker.
Ironhide Trailbreaker. Yeah,
Hotspot.
I
with
like
his
to do a
G1 core would be the best
combination.
one.
That's why, as you see, I have Chromia and Cosmos, but I also did attack. I did Swoop for his ability, and Cynthius Magnus also for his ability. Plus, he's just an all-around beast anyway.
Oh yeah.
So, yeah, but that's how I like to do it. I have had Tigerhawk in there. I've done Gnaw. A lot of people love Gnaw and Blaster and Outpost,
Yeah.
and I don't blame them.
I don't either. That will waste so much time on the attacker, and they can do some damage too. I mean, I've had those guys come out and it just thwarted my whole attack, just ruined it.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for them, I'd have been fine. But then it was those two, and I'm sitting here going, "You son of a!"
Yeah, and like you can combine things. Like if you put a Chromia close enough to an outpost that has a blaster, it pops both. Chromia freezes their troops, and then Blaster or Gnaw one fires the minions out. They're in for a world of hurt.
Oh yeah. You could also do that with Chromia and Cheetor, because if they're frozen, Cheetor just goes in and just starts eating them.
Yeah,
You know?
I never even thought about Cheetor until you said you put him in yours, and I was like, oh man, that's good.
Yeah, and mine is 6411. You know, so
Yeah.
it's mean what I do to people with him.
He's gonna wreck them
Oh yeah,
like all day.
yeah. And if you don't believe me, ask Grind Time. He has attempted to Cup Lagoon my base twice, and I thwarted him both times. I've got the screenshot of the results to prove it.
Did Cheetor get him? Is that what did him in, or?
I don't remember. I just remember it was unsuccessful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I fended off my first 5-star Omega Supreme and 5-star bot attack in my base earlier this week. I was pretty proud that my base actually withstood that.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah,
now the other thing too is it's not just the bots you put on defense; it's how you arm them, what cores
Yes.
you give them, what combat bots you give them. For example, Bumblebee. I tend to think of him as being a useless bot. I've never used him. I've never intended to use him, and he's been kind of lame since the original days. But you give him a flak combat bot and the Primacore, well, now he's just one of the most brutally devastating bots in the game. And I can only imagine the defense, he'd be annoying. Because
Yeah.
now he's got the Primacore on him, and he's got flak. So he's basically become Skyburst, and he's causing your bots to take more damage from all sources. So now your attacking bots are taking more damage from the surrounding defenses as a result of Bumblebee's attack. And you can
Yeah.
put that on anybody. It doesn't have to be Bumblebee. You can put that on Air Clash bot, put it on another gunner bot. So that's something to be mindful about as well. Not just the bots, but how you arm them.
Yeah. So you can see I put my Cynthius up. He has a level 7 ability, Smashdown, 4-star, and Alchemist Prime on him is
Yep.
how I have him built.
Yep. Now, Alchemist
And he
Prime
works.
will
He works
heal
pretty
him.
good on defense. He does some damage. Let's see. Swoop is on there. Obviously, level 8 Flak, maxed out G1 G Metal Core, level 7 ability. Because I love Swoop, I put a lot into him.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll also look at here's Chromia. I could do better with Chromia.
Yeah.
I mean, I mainly just use her for defense, so I haven't put a lot into her yet.
Now, we do have a new combat bot that we got last weekend, and it is only equipable by scout bots.
Yeah.
But not all your scout bots, and I can't remember if Chromia was one of the bots that you could put him on, because there was a handful of scout bots that weren't included in that list.
Yeah.
So
She's a good outpost bot, though. I need to put a combat bot and a better core on her. It's been a long time since I've done anything but just had her on a team to get XP and been an outpost bot. So
yeah.
But what do you have yours equipped with? How are your outpost bots built?
So I like I said, I have Tiger Hawk and Swoop on my outpost. They're both 4-star bots. They're both level 50. They both have their ability somewhere middle of the road, level 6, level 7, something like that. I haven't put a lot into them because they're not one of my A-tier bots. But they both have maxed gold enhanced ordnance cores on them. Neither of them have combat bots on them. I don't really put a whole lot into that because I don't put a lot of thought into defense. I focus more on my attack. I don't think so much on my defense. I mean, I'll keep the same base layout for months at a time without fooling with it. But ideally, they would have maxed abilities. They would have maxed G-Metal enhanced ordnance cores on them. And their combat bot would be someone akin to Fire Drive or Pinpointer to maximize their DPS once their ability is completed. Now Cheetor, he's exactly what I need him to be. He has he's got a level 11 ability. He's level 64, working on level 65, and his combat bot is Rat Trap, which prevents him from being stunned. So if he gets up against a bot like Chromia, who's on attack, he will not take any stun damage as a result. So he'll be good to go there. And then of course he has the maxed out Alchemist Prime Core. Amalgamous Prime Core, which heals him for percentage damage done and increases his DPS.
Yep, that is my Cheetor is he's fairly close to yours.
Yeah, you've got yours equipped just like mine. Just like
Yeah.
mine, except yours is 4-star, mine's 5.
Yeah, yours is way stronger. I have the Rat Trap, I have a maxed out Amalgamus, and a level 8 ability. So.
Yeah. Now, Cheetor is one of the bots that you can equip our new combat bots on, Triceratops or Heartburn. So that's something that it could potentially replace Rat Trap. It just depends on, it just depends on how you like to use it.
The stun resistance Rat Trap gives him, to me, is not worth giving up. Maybe my 3-star Cheetor, because he's not my main one anymore, but I would not give up Rat Trap.
Right. Now, in addition to the bots you have on defense, how you arm them, it's also important what combiner you put on defense if you have a combiner beacon. And to me, the one that makes the most sense, if you have him, is your Overlord for Decepticons or Omega Supreme for your Autobots. At the very least, have him as a 4-star and use his 4-star ability. If you have the 5-star, still use his 4-star ability, because that 4-star ability, once he starts firing, he stays on the target he's firing at until that target goes down or the ability runs dry. So if you have him maxed out, there's a chance you might could take out one of the opposing attacking bots before he goes down or before his ability runs dry.
That is true. Another one that I think is, I haven't put them at defense yet. I just got them maxed out level 10, is Computron, because he has two different abilities that hack. Like the hack zone, the 4-star is the one that would really make him a good outpost bot.
Oh yeah.
Where he hacks the defenses, bots, and combiners. So even if they were attacking with a combiner, he could hack that.
Yeah.
He's a really good. You would need the 4-star, which is why I don't have him in there. Plus, I haven't really used him much because he's level 10. He's not really going to be that helpful to me. None of my level 10 ones are.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like if you don't have Omega though, and you got 4-star Computron, he would definitely be a good choice.
Yeah, because even if you don't hack them and have them attacking each other, use his secondary ability that it hacks them and just sets them on fire, essentially.
Yeah.
And now there's more DPS happening there.
Yeah, at level 10, it does almost 2,000 damage. So.
Yep.
And then, of course, his Frozen Rush, that's not really good for defense. So.
No.
I used Victorion as my outpost bot, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, I put it in there. I wasn't really sure because I didn't like any of the ones I had at the time, and I've just stuck with Victorion for so long.
Victorion, see, you wouldn't want to use her you wouldn't want to use her primary 2-3-star ability because it's a one-shot and it's probably not going to do that much damage. But you don't necessarily want to use... I mean, her 4-star ability is great, but it costs her some health. So
yeah,
if you want to keep her on the field longer, that's not the one you want to use. So her second 3-star ability is really the best one, where she puts up that shield.
I thought that's what I have equipped. I don't know when it got changed to the other one because, it deflects the damage, if I remember correct. Yeah, 75% of all damage dealt. So
right.
that would be the one. Let's see. Superion, you think that one's good in an outpost, or?
Well, he's the one I had on the outpost for a long time before I got Omega, and I kept him. Matter of fact, I still have him on defense because I don't like, as much as I would prefer to keep Omega on defense, I use him constantly. So, and you can't do both, so I keep Superion on defense with his 4-star ability, because that'll do area damage to all the bots that are attacking, and there's a good chance it'll take out the bot you're shooting at. Depending on
it
how
just
high
occurred to
level
me
they
his
are.
4-star ability is a mini version of Metroplex's 4-star ability.
Yeah, except that came first.
It did. Well, I know, but I'm saying it's one's way stronger than the other at this point.
Yeah, for sure. But
I want a 4-star Superion so bad. He's one of my favorite combiners. I love his abilities. I know he's not that strong anymore, but in comparison, but I've always loved Superion.
He was the first one I got maxed out, and I stuck with him for a long time. And I know how to use him, which is why he's one of the ones I still go back to. That and all my other combiners are like level 9 or weaker right now because I'm still trying to get them leveled up. So.
Yeah. Volcanicus.
Volcanicus, he would be, if you're going to use him, you want to use his 4-star ability. Because that'll do the most damage. His 3-star ability would not be bad either. It wouldn't. And at level 10, he's got 35,000 health.
Yep.
So he's one of the healthier ones. He's one of the ones that's tougher to take down.
Yeah, he's beastie for sure. He's the second to last one I got.
Yep. He will, in all likelihood, be the first 5-star or the next 5-star combiner. Yeah.
It would be nice if he got one. I mean, he's an amazing bot, for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Then the one you do not like, Optimus Craptimus.
Nobody likes Optimus Craptimus.
When I was using my 3-star combiners, because I never use them anymore except for maybe elimination mode once in a blue moon. I liked him, and I liked him because of his 3-star ability. The Righteous Rage. I like that ability.
Excuse me. I tried him again. I have his 4-star. And I have him at like level 9 at this point. And I tried. I used him in a battle during an event. I was like, I'm going to give him a shot. Maybe I'm being too... I'll give him another shot. And I lost the battle. Because Optimus Maximus could not do what I needed him to do. And
I get Ironhide, finally, I will level him up a little bit, and I will do a video trying him out, and then I will either eat my words about liking him, or I'll be like, see, he's not so bad. I may eat my words, but when I was using 3 stars, he was usually my go-to for a while there.
He just doesn't have. I mean, he dies too quick. For whatever reason, he dies quick. His abilities just aren't that great. His 4-star ability, especially, his 4-star ability is so disappointing. Now, on defense, that 4-star ability might be all right because he fires multiple missiles that hit multiple targets at one time and stun them for X amount of time.
Yeah, so does electrical damage too.
Yeah, so that could be useful on defense, but that's about all he's good for. And I still wouldn't put him on defense. I'd still rather have Omega Supreme or Superion on defense.
He has more health than all the other ones we've looked at. He just lacks their damage.
Yeah.
All of them have more damage, but he has more health. That's one too many.
Yeah, so. But his ability, more of his abilities, like he runs out and he does the running smash, which is cool, but he's vulnerable for longer using that ability.
He is,
and a lot of the combiners out there now, like Victorion, Defensor, Magnaboss, even Omega Supreme, a lot of they have abilities that prolong their life or will actually give them a little bit of health back or create a defensive barrier of some kind so they last longer. Optimus Maximus has none of that.
Well, that leads into my argument. He should be the first 5-star combiner. Defensor
is a good one to have on defense. You use his 4-star ability, creates that shield, and then all the when he gets attacked by the attacking bots, then he just explodes and does a lot of area damage on the attacking bots. So that's not a bad one to have.
Nope.
And
he's not bad. I think I switched between him and Victorion. The name was escaping me, but they're both pretty good. I like to put ones on defense that are good at defense, but also are ones I'm not likely to use to attack.
Right.
Because I don't want the bot I need to. Like, I'm not going to put Magnaboss because without him, I don't score half as much as I do with him. So.
Now,
and then, of course, speaking of Magnaboss, now if he was on defense, holy cow, somebody's going down.
Oh, yeah, especially if you use his, his 3-star ability would be good.
They're both good.
But his 4-star ability will heal your defenses as well.
And him.
Yeah.
So, he would be amazing. If you're willing to sacrifice him for defense, he would be amazing. Not at this point. Maybe once Omega's maxed out.
Yeah, I would have Omega on attack, Magnaboss on defense in a war. If you're preparing for a war and they're like shields up, combiners active, we're gonna war, activate him on your defense, and then you'll have Omega Supreme for war. Defensor, however, Defensor is still a good one because his 4-star ability will not only create area damage when his shield explodes, but after that he goes down, you get a shield on all your defenses for X number of seconds, making it more difficult to take them down and prolonging the attack, making it possible to time out the attackers.
Yeah. That's pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Omega Supreme's of any of his 3 abilities like as much as everybody else is. Like, I do like his 4-star. His 3-star's not bad. Where he runs in and punches something.
Yeah.
But I got spoiled by how good Magnaboss's abilities were.
Yeah, well, they complement each other very well.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I want more combiners where their abilities all feed into each other the way his does.
Yeah.
Because now it's like he's the gold standard for how to do a combiner's abilities to me. So, but yeah, that 5-star ability of Omega's, though, I've seen people use it, including you in your videos. That's a really good ability.
Yeah, because it clears the area out really well.
Yeah.
And then his 4-star ability is still devastating, and you take that, point it at the HQ, on attack, they're screwed. But you take that 4-star ability and you put it on defense, at least one bot is going down. As long as he's maxed out.
So he's a good bot. Omega Supreme's good. It's just like I said, I need to get his 5-star. The problem with that is I really don't want to save up that many shards.
No, hey, I did it. It was worth it. And I'm glad I've got him now. Now, am I going to save up for 5-star um,
Metroplex?
Metroplex? Probably not, because I know for a fact that my alliance, our alliance, is not going to be able to score the points needed to get him. So it's going to have to be a leaderboard event of some kind, or it's going to be like 3 million points or something like that in order to get it. And we're not going to get to 3 million points. It's going to be something crazy, you know.
I would love to see
Metroplex.
him as a 5-star because his 4-star at level 12 Metroplex is so OP.
Oh, he's gonna be worth having as a 5-star for sure, for sure. But
like, if you upgrade him much more, it's gonna be completely game breaking how powerful he's gonna be.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I can't wait for that to happen. That's gonna be amazing. All right, well. Is there anything else defense-wise you would like to touch on before we
I feel like we kind of got off topic a little bit there.
We did. Well, we went on the combiners for a minute there.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, they are the better of all the bots you put on defense. The combiner's going to do the most havoc.
Yeah. Chromia, though, I think that's probably the best one.
Yes. If you're talking about a regular bot, Chromia is number one.
Yeah.
With that tower. And then Chromia or Felbat. And then Cosmos and what is Cosmos's?
The hacking.
Yeah, no, I mean his Decepticon equivalent.
Oh, Mind Wipe.
Mind Wipe. Cosmos and Mind Wipe are really good too because I've had them ruin my day many a time.
Yeah. Now, we didn't even mention Blades. Blades,
Blades, yes.
His Decepticon counterpart, who is a Conehead. What's his name?
I don't even think I have that Decepticon, so...
There's 3 Coneheads. There's Dirge, there's Thrust, and there's one more. Oh, it's Dirge.
Okay, Dirge.
Pretty sure it's Dirge.
But Blade's ability, it's an area ability. So if all those bots attacking are huddled together, boom, they're all hacked.
Yeah.
It's not as long a hack as some of the other ones, but it'll be enough to cause some havoc.
It will, yeah. So you want it leveled up to make it most effective.
Yes.
What a nightmare that would be.
Imagine if you had it tiered. So they hit Blades first, they all get hacked. They hit the next one, it's Cosmos. Somebody else gets hacked. Then you hit the next one, it's Chromia. Everybody's throws just layered to where if they take the easiest path to the HQ, they're hitting these.
Yeah.
And it's just ruining their day.
Yeah, I used to have a layered defense like that where I had a straight path to the HQ right up the middle, but I had the defenses all on either side of it, and then I had a different combat or bot in each. You'd hit one and then they get hit with something, and then it was all geared towards trying to slow them down, you know.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Yeah. So, bottom line, there's a bunch of strategies. I mean, whether you want to go all out attack, you want to go hack, or stun. If you want to do about the only thing I don't think you'd want to do is a medic.
Yeah, and Hoist made that very clear years ago. He did a worst combat bots you can do, worst bots you can put on defense, and Medic was on the list. Do not, because they don't do anything, so don't do it.
Yeah. Well, would they heal the other outpost bots? Is that all they'd be good for?
I mean, they probably would, but they'd also be trying to heal your base, too. It's just there's no...
See, I kind of want to change it now and do the test where you attack your own base and just see if they help the other ones or not. Put, 3 tank bots and then a medic and just see what happens.
Yeah.
It'll probably be terrible. The medic will be and I heal you a little bit and now I'm dead.
Yeah. But yeah, but then there's also the strategy you can take you can take 4 bots that have super high health, put them out there, and it just takes forever to take them down because their health is so high. Hotspot especially, because he doesn't have the highest health, but you put his G1 core on him and now he's doing damage back at the attackers. constantly.
You could also, just to make them last a little bit longer, put stripes on whoever you're sticking in there,
There you
and
go.
have them constantly
Yeah,
being
that
healed
would
by
be
their combat
annoying.
bot.
That would be so annoying.
No, imagine if you did that with all four of them. Like, if you had every version of stripes,
Yep.
put 4 tank bots, all with stripes.
Yeah. Now, also though, if Hotspot's on defense with it and he uses his ability, and you've got Cheetor or Black Arachnia, that will ruin your day.
Yes.
Hotspot versus Black Arachnia or Tantrum versus Cheetor, that ruins your day if you're using Cheetor or Black Arachnia. You're like, oh, come on. Because then you're like struggling to find a way to get him away from there. You're like, what can I do? How do I don't know. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
So, but you can mix
Yeah.
and match too. You can have Cheetor, you can have a tank bot, you can have an aero bot like Super Tigerhawk, and then you can have Chromia as a stun. You can mix and match. You can go all one thing. It, like I said, it just depends on your base layout, where you are in the game, and what bots you have available to you. Now, so
lots of strategy, lots of potential. Go crazy with it.
yeah. And like I said, I use Cheetor, I use Tigerhawk and Swoop, and I use my 5-star Elita, or my 4-star Elita, which again, she is probably the weak link. I should probably have something in there like Chromia, but she's maxed out and her ability is just boom. So I've stuck with it because again, I don't put a ton of thought into defense because that leads back into wars, and I'm not that big into wars. I do wars, but I'm not that big into it, and I don't get attacked that often because I'm max HQ 17, and my resources stay pretty maxed out. So even if I get hit and they get a bunch of my resources, big deal. I do one grinding session and I've got all my resources back. Not to mention the backlog of resources I have from all the events we've done. So.
Yep. All right. Well, that was a pretty good topic there. We got a little bit off on combiners a little bit, but like I said, they are the better bot to have on defense anyways, to have a combiner in the beacon. They do more damage. So yeah, but lots of strategies, lots of different things. We appreciate everybody watching this week. Next week, we'll be doing our, just a quick off-the-cuff opinions on what we think about all the new things that are coming to the game next week. Hopefully it doesn't get pushed back because then our whole episode's been exploded.
Yep.
So hopefully it's there. It's going to be pretty fun. Check out my videos this weekend on the event. Definitely check out DJ's Crystal Kraken. He had a good one last weekend. Can he keep the streak up?
Probably not.
And also check out my new video I did about my war journal where I just chronicled my attempts at my Alliance's war today. Today as we're filming, it'll probably be yesterday as you're watching this. So yeah, check that out. Hopefully if everybody likes it, I'll keep doing it. It was actually fun. It got me into war way more than I've ever been before. So pretty good. All right, well, we will see y'all later. Same bot time, same bot channel. Frankster out.